Hello, welcome to Drawing with Fire. I'm Valarie, your neighborhood pyrography artist, and I'm joined with hubby.
Okay.
And for our babies who happen to be riled up for some reason.
Girls.
I don't know why. And Morgan's right by me because she knows I'm gonna burn you, Morgan. I'm gonna burn you.
But not in a bad way.
In a loving way.
Yeah.
In a loving way.
Oh, you thought that was funny, huh? It's like, that's funny.
I did. So I actually drew this pattern on my tablet in Autodesk Sketchbook Pro. I recorded it, so I need to put up a quick video on how you can use your tablet to make a pattern. Because last week I got my C19 booster, and that always really ticks off my lupus. So okay, I guess you're staying down there for a little while. So I really couldn't sit at the computer and work. So I was in bed. No, guys, in bed and on the porch drawing Morgan. So this is a, let's see here. The total size where it indents is 7.5. Is Baltic birch from Trekell, and this is for this is a specific board you purchase for their pet portrait competition, with entries due by August 31st. So this is my entry of Morgan. If you don't remember last week or weren't here last week, this is what it looks like, except I realize in the photo you're looking at, she's missing her tail. But I did get the tail drawn in. So this is what I am burning for Morgan. We are going to start with the eyes. Hey, Sheila. Let's see here. Is anybody else in?
Well, there's 5 people in, that's including me. But nobody's chatting.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, hopefully
except for Sheila. So say hi.
Let's start chatting. All right, so I haven't burned on birch in, it's been a while.
Yeah?
Yep.
Why not? Asks me.
Because I've been trying to burn faster, and basswood burns faster.
Oh, okay.
So that's the only reason why. I'm going to have to get my hair out of my face. It's like right in my face, and it's hot in here.
Do you have a hair clip?
I do have a hair clip. I always have a hair clip. There we go. Out of my face. Nice and cool. Alright, so I'm trying to heat up the 9M so we can start with the eyes here, and I will go ahead and get her closer. Just like this. Remember, the light always changes for the camera depending on how close it is to the board, because it changes how the light is being refracted into the camera. Alright, I can go darker. Now remember, birch actually burns a little hotter. And I just noticed part of her pattern right here. I didn't I'll deal with that later. Alrighty, so here we go.
When you say it burns hotter.
Or, I'm sorry, that would be the wrong statement. It requires higher heat.
Okay.
Just
that's
slightly.
What I thought you meant.
Yeah,
I was getting clarification.
Slightly higher heat. And I'm going to focus right here on the eye, which I have on the screen here. I actually lightened the photo because the photo I took was a bad photo. In the scheme of things, it was a bad photo because I was trying to catch it quickly. And so so the lighting
Be nice.
was off and dark, and so
Is it a pattern on the floor?
yeah, it fell on the floor. Yeah, I just kept going.
Get to it.
Well, they already checked it out.
Where do you need it?
I'll just hang it up right here so I can see. There we go. Thank you.
Doing my job.
Yes, you are. Thank you. So I'm just going to get in here with my small tip and get my darks
Why are you biting me?
for her eyeliner. And she does have fabulous eyeliner. Like, women or people pay for this kind of eyeliner that she has.
Mm-hmm.
Get a tattoo. Yeah, it's been so long since I've done birch. Wow. It feels weird.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Does the mountain lion bus normally come to our neighborhood?
That's only when they're practicing training new drivers. They're training new drivers. See, it grabbed right there. But that is an easy fix. Just get in here. Just scrape it a little bit. There we go. And I'm actually going to switch over to the 18 extra small because it's going to burn hotter, plus I'm doing a bigger area. I don't want to use the 9M for the whole area. So I'm going to switch over and see what we can't see in the pattern is her pupil. But I know she got one because I can see it. And that's one of the things you have to worry about if you're doing pet commissions and you don't tell the customer that you need a really good photo. Well, that really good photo includes having complete visual of the eye. Now, I snapped this quickly, and honestly, for a pyrography pattern, it's a bad photo. But being I am more experienced, and she is our dog, so I can look at her and figure out where I need to adjust. I'm okay with doing this. I should have sanded this a little better. I was worried.
I remember you talking about it.
Well, they send it.
Oh, Burl's here.
Hey, Burl. They send it at sanded at 220. So I skipped 220 and just went to 320 and 400. I think I should have done a little bit more 220.
Okay. What are you doing?
So I am going to, even though I can't see her pupil,
No, stop.
I am going to put one in
You don't need that. Child.
because it does define her eye. But we do have shading here.
Stop trying to eat fuzz.
He's not talking to me.
No.
So that's going to be dark, and I'm just putting it in. Yeah, it's not as smooth as I would like, and I guess that's just part of birch, and I think that's why I went over to basswood for a little while. Darken this. I'm using just the tip. And dragging to darken this area. She does have a highlight. But had I had time, I would have adjusted my camera for a better photo. But I didn't have time. This was a very quick snap of not expecting her to be looking that way.
Yeah.
So I didn't have the time to make the adjustments to the camera that I would have liked to have made. So now we're just getting a little bit of separation, but looking at it, the pupil can go even darker. And right now it looks like a mess, but by the time I'm done, it will look like an eyeball. Now I try to draw my pattern showing the direction the fur is going in. So that's why there's actually more hash lines kind of versus just straight line. And this is so I have a visual of what direction the fur is going in. Now I need to leave. So I would recommend doing a much better photo. Especially if you're new, newer. You need to go with a better photo. I know not everybody wants to do that, but you will have less frustration if you did. Again, I've got Morgan laying right here, so I could actually stop, take a look at her, and go, oh, that's a little off. Even if she's not in the right position, meaning the same position as I took the photo, I still have that luxury of looking at her. Whereas if you're doing somebody else's doggy, you don't necessarily have that. So that's why a good clear photo, I don't want to say is necessary because you could still get it done. It just would make your life much easier. Let me stay on my camera. Okay.
Yes, you are.
Just making
I'm
sure.
paying attention.
Get that in there. In fact, that can go even darker. Now, this is a side view of her eye because she's at 3/4 view, so it's going to be smaller and at a different angle. And I need to keep that in mind as I put it in. And it also has a side highlight along the eyeball. So I need to pay attention to that. Oh, probably be better if I look at my closer photo. It always makes things easier. Because I do have a zoomed photo of just this area right in front of me. It's part of my printout when I print out my references. I try to print out a reference that is zoomed in. Because I'm not working from the computer, because you guys have the computer right now.
Yeah.
So I need to have something printed out. Now, it doesn't mean I won't go back and fix it later, because I caught an oops. Which happens all the time. Alright. See, this is just such a small area. I think I just need to be careful on giving just the illusion. And I'm going to have to do a little bit of scratching out just to separate the areas. Because I do want this highlight right here. It gives the shape to her eye. And then I've been trying to figure out how I want to do the background. Because this is a small board.
I think, like what you did with Xena.
That's what I was thinking too.
Just kind of
A dark background in the back. But I also thought about making the darks at an angle so that it kind of goes with the perspective, because this is a really different perspective. Not really different, it's just her paws look so much bigger because it's, the paws are closer to the camera, the bone's closer to the camera, which is why they look bigger in the scheme of things. I'm switching back over to my 9M so I can get into this really tiny spot, which is what I should have done in the first place. Would have made things much easier.
Roxy's right behind you.
Oh,
It's amazing how quickly you put the eyes in and how much of Morgan's character that you captured there.
I hope so.
Because it does look like her. I mean, more than just like it feels like her. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's what I want. That's what the difference is on an awesome pet portrait.
Hey, baby.
Is it feels like your subject. So I switched over to the 9M. It's at a little over, about 3.25. And I'm just putting in, because remember, doggies have eyelashes.
Mm-hmm.
We don't see necessarily always their fabulous eyelashes, but they got them. This is the darkest area right here. And I will go back and keep adjusting that. Yeah, see right now? Oh, no. Not okay.
Oh.
Not okay. I'm going to switch over to the 18 extra small. That's how you know she's comfortable.
Yeah.
And it's just horrible.
That's gotta be Layla.
Yes, that is Layla's.
Oh.
When you can tell whose gas it is.
Sorry, folks.
Not be dramatic, I promise.
Hey, Spence is here.
Hey, Spencer.
just kind of
snuck up.
Yeah, it did. It just sort of filled up the room.
Alrighty, so now
Like a bug bomb or something.
I will keep adjusting her eye to make sure it looks like an eye, because right now...
Like somebody just ran a can of hairspray until it was empty. Except it's not hairspray.
Oh, hairspray would be an improvement. Alright, let's get her a little bit of white here.
Nice emoji, Spence. Ugh.
Yes, yes. Very accurate. Get some white here. There we go. So it is starting to look like her.
It really is.
Let's back it off. See how... Ah! Hello.
What just happened there?
I dropped the camera as I was moving it. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
So let's look at our eyes. I would say once we put in the fur around here, it'll get much more expressive. But I think I'm good where that's at. So we are going to come down to the nose, of which I had to start my computer, because I always do, and didn't save the other photo I had for the nose. So we're going to try just to make it a little bit bigger and get started. And I'm going to stick with the 18 extra small for this. Go. Angle it so you guys can see. For this, I'm using mostly the tip. Just the tip.
Spence says very cute pup.
Thank you. He is. And he knows it. He knows she's cute. Which makes her a handful sometimes.
You're cute too, Roxy.
Oh.
She's
Roxy gives the best hugs. The best hugs.
Yeah.
He will softly jump up and wrap her arms around you just to give you a hug. She did that to me this morning.
Yeah.
It always feels good. Alrighty, let's get the nose in here. And now, based on this photo, her nose is pretty dark. So I have to pay attention to that.
Andrea is here.
Hey, Andrea. And there's a lot of things I couldn't see in my photo that I had to lighten up in order to see it. So we're going to get these darks in and hope I'm not too far off, because I can't really see her nostrils in the actual photo. You can't see the nostrils, they're dark. But I still feel I need to have at least an idea showing of where they're at. Not overly dark, because then it won't make as much sense. Or light. But they need to be there. So I'm just using the tip. I'm at 3 3/4. Just doing oval strokes. See, that needs to have burning in the nostril there, but the setting I'm at's too dark and it'd be harder to control.
Morgan sees the fly.
Ugh.
So she's going after it. Hopefully she won't destroy the studio in the process. When you're trying to have a nice calm stream. There's a miniature German Shepherd crashing into stuff around you, pulling stuff down.
One of these days I do want to get her tested genetically to find out. I'm just curious about her breed. Her breed doesn't matter.
No.
I'm just curious because...
Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, he has a German Shepherd mentality. But... And the body. Her actual body is very, very similar. But her legs and her ears are not.
It's like a German Shepherd and a Corgi get together almost.
Which they have those.
Yeah. But her legs aren't like short like a Corgi's.
Not that short.
But her ears, like her face, she does have larger. Again, Layla?
She's really comfortable. Now I'm bumping down to 3 because I'm doing the top of the nose, of which we can see some texture. So I'm going to take just the tip and I'm going to tap to lay in some of that texture, and then I can go back.
Anybody watching this stream for the first time probably thinks that like we're angry people because I'm like scowling right now because I'm trying not to react or breathe. So
we're not angry. We just have a very...
Oh no.
Not again. Or was that her breathing?
That's her breathing. She just relaxed.
So I'm just tapping in the texture, then I'll go back over it to do more shading. But in the light, we can see that texture.
What are you guys doing?
Hey, no, we're not fighting over the studio. Let's fill this in.
Morgan.
And it's just the tip, but I'm flat with the tip, and I'm just tapping in that texture.
No, stay out of there.
But then I need to go back over it to darken it. So quickly go in between tapping and then oval strokes just to do some darkening. Oh, she did it again. It's funny, she doesn't do it any other, well, in general, she doesn't do it any other time.
Yeah, she's been sitting by me for the last couple days, and I haven't had that experience. Although the fan does kind of blow it away, so...
It didn't blow it away to me, it blows it to me.
No, I'm saying when I'm sitting on the couch.
Oh. So just tapping. And I'll do some more oval strokes. I can always go back in with the 9M or a ball tip.
It's a cool texture.
And what are you chewing on, Chad?
A rock.
God, I hate that he chews on rocks.
They both do it.
A little darker.
I take one away from Roxy yesterday or the day before.
Give it here. Did you eat it?
She ate it.
Did you swallow it?
Yeah. Spence found more emojis.
Yes.
And with a puppy at the end. Yeah.
Yes.
That's right. Huh.
Like this stream if you know what doggy farts are like. Oh, and leave a comment if you're watching on replay. She did it again. Layla, we need to discuss this. Alrighty, so let's see how our nose is doing. I'm going to quickly back out so we can see.
So Morgan's down directly to your left.
Okay. So I'm going to quickly put in her mouth. That's another dark area. I'm trying to hit the dark areas first and get those adjusted closer to what I want, because then when I go in to put in the midtones, I have these darks to balance off of. Because she is a tricolored dog, but she is.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is a tricolored dog, so we need to make sure we get all that.
She's tan, black.
White and black.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick with the 18 extra small. And I'm going to turn this a little bit. Come down from the nose.
Yeah, those dark pieces also make great landmarks. What is that, Spence? Is that us?
Yeah. Yes, that is. trying to follow the direction of her fur. And here's the thing, she's got light fur underneath, and then her dark, and then she's got light on top of it. And I need to make sure I leave gaps.
You know, when you're doing a pattern and then transferring it, it also, I'm sure you've said this before, but anyway, it allows you to gain some familiarity with the piece that you're working on, because you're essentially you're
I've drawn it 3 times
exactly.
now, or I will be. Well, by the time I'm done, I will have drawn this 3 times.
So it's not like you open up a coloring book and you're trying to figure out what the lines mean.
Which is nothing wrong with that.
No, but I'm just saying you have that familiarity because you're building this step by step. So
I'm gonna bump up to 4.
This would be the 4th time that you've.
No, this will be. I drew the pattern. I transfer the pattern, and then I'm burning.
Oh,
so it'll be 3 times that.
Yeah.
I will have paid attention to what I'm doing.
Yeah. So you've already had a lot of time with this. Okay, Morgan is literally under your wheels.
Okay. He's telling me this, if you're not aware, so that I don't roll over the doggies moving my chair around. Just so we're aware of where they're at. Alrighty. We've got her smile in. And since I have up the heat, I'm going to tap, darken some of this area up.
And Roxy has her face pressed up against the other wheel on the other side. Layla, did you get self-conscious? She sat up. Or she was all laying down and relaxed. And
maybe she smelled herself. Alright, let's back off and straighten up, see how we're looking. Alrighty, so we got her mouth and her eyes. Her nails, because this is a bad photo, and it really is, in the scheme of what we're doing, it's a bad photo. And I'm totally fine with acknowledging that. Because it is. In the scheme of making this it's a cute snapshot. It's a bad reference photo. That's what I mean. I don't hate my reference photo. I think he's absolutely darling. But the details of it, it's a bad photo. It's a bad reference photo.
Okay.
I know. Thanks, Andrea. 26 months. Yes.
Why is
I wonder why it gave her... It must be her anniversary.
Oh.
It must be her anniversary.
Okay.
It's the only thing I can think of. Alrighty. So, I am going to come in here and put the medium fur in.
Uh-oh.
What's wrong?
Nothing, I just heard something.
I thought it was you sliding something.
No.
Oh. I thought you slid something.
No. There was something that slid, but it was not me.
Hopefully it doesn't have any smell.
That seems unlikely.
We're going to switch up. Let's see here. Do I want to keep it extra small? It is a small area. I'm going to stick with the extra small for now, but I am going to bump down to 2.5 because her nose is darker on the top, lighter on the bottom, but this dark on the top here of her nose is not as dark as her darks. If that makes sense.
You know, something has been very familiar about her coloring, and I just realized what it is. She is the color of a perfectly toasted marshmallow.
She is a toasty.
Yeah, because like look at not her nose, like the dark of her nose, but like look how the gradation of tan to like lighter to like light. Like it's like that's exactly how you want your marshmallow to be. For that perfect toast.
So following the direction of the fur.
I'm alright.
I'm flat, and I'm dragging in the direction of. I can always darken, but I'm going flat because we don't see every hair, every piece of fur. We see a group. So I'm burning flat, it makes it softer. And as I move, I follow the direction of the fur. Remember, I can always go back and darken. So keep your temperature a little bit more controlled.
She's also like the color of like cappuccino. Oh no. Oh no.
Did the mic pick that up?
I don't know. It was pretty loud.
It was. I mean, the fan's right there, so it may not have.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh God. It's so sharp. Don't hold your breath.
Get it close.
You sound like a duck.
Oh God, did you guys hear that? And I wasn't moving, so.
I really have to go to the bathroom, but if I leave right now, everybody's going to think I'm a coward. So you know what? I'm going to tough it out for a little bit.
So I'm flat. Try to follow
Did it wake you up, Morgan?
the direction of the fur. I can always put in detail for later. This keeps it softer. Now, if you've already started a puppy and you have been putting in every fur line you see,
Yes, Roxy.
you can go back over that fur with a flat tip, flat shader.
I'm glad Spence is enjoying this. Take a look at Spence's comments. When you get a chance.
Oh, we'll get a thumbs down for it.
I don't care.
I know. But go back over your burning with a flat shader, and you will smooth out that fur. I'm just doing it at the beginning versus at the end. But if you've already started doing your doggy and it's looking too wiry, because dog fur does depend on the breed. Her fur is soft, though she does have coarseness to it, some of it. Like what is it the...
It's so whitish.
It's her whitish that's in her body that's coarser.
Yeah. So, all her tan fur is super soft.
Yeah.
Her white and tan fur. Or mainly her tan fur.
So that's how you can make sure it looks soft. Is by not putting every single
You're shedding again.
piece of fur in. I need to erase. That's why I'm stopping for a minute.
That's you.
Let's get some of the graphite off. Remember, I will wipe this down with denatured alcohol, methylated spirits for those outside the U.S. to clean off any residual graphite and any oil from my hand. I'm really good about washing my hands before I start burning, but it's not like things don't happen. So that denatured alcohol will also clean off any oils.
Well, that is lucky Spence.
What's that?
His dog Texas does not do this.
Oh,
Rarely. So.
wow. She is a bull mastiff. Maybe some dogs are butt stinkier than others.
I don't know.
Growing up, we had a Chihuahua, and you knew about it. But I would say it wasn't like this. Alright, So just following the direction of the fur. Now these dots are where her whiskers come out, but in the pattern I didn't actually draw the whiskers because it would get confusing in the pattern. But I know those dots are where the whiskers come out.
You have references.
And
as
my
well.
references, yes. Got to make this curve. So flat strokes curving. I can go back. Oh, that was too big of a sniff.
Yeah.
Too big of a sniff. Should have done it. Should have done it. People don't tune for our commentary
No.
on gas. That's what they're gonna get.
You know, it's a good thing that that's not an open flame.
I know. Although I have had an open flame around her. So I'm trying to get my darks right here. What I'll do for the whisker area, because they are much darker, I'm going to go ahead and tap them in so I don't lose them. And I don't feel they need to be like extremely dark.
Apparently Sheila has a very farty dog.
But expressive. So this is right along a fur line, so I'm making those lighter. And then I will come back, because her whiskers are actually black whiskers, so I don't have to worry about scraping or white for her whiskers, because all of her whiskers are black. So that works for me. But she does have white fur right down here at the bottom. And I think that's what makes her face glow in the photo. And what makes it more interesting is she does have a glow about her. And that's because of her white fur and the light hitting on it. But because I am thinking about doing a dark background with her, it's going to make that glow stand up more like Xena. And if you're new and don't know what we're talking about when I say like Xena, let me find a very quick photo, if I can, of my last pet portrait. It's been a long time. It's been 2 years since the last time I've done the pet portrait. I'm trying very quickly to find where I would have. Which I'm failing at. I've got it on social media. Let's see here. I'm going to very quickly, because I do want to show it. I am proud of Xena. I just don't know where I got it hidden. That's the only thing. Come on, Xena. Let's go. Let me quickly download her. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'll just throw it here. Alright, now I got one. All this clicking. I've got so many external hard drives. Where did I go? There she is. Alright. Let me move Xena where we can see her. I know that's not, the photo could be bigger, but this was the presentation for entering Xena into the competition. But because of the dark background and her light fur, it makes her glow. And that is what I'm hoping to do with Morgan, even though she has more darks. This is my goal. Alrighty, so I'm going to take her back off so we can get back to burning right here along her mouth. Because I did say we were going to stick with the mouth and nose. And I haven't decided by all means. Let's see here. I can do a poll, but I guess, you know what? Let's just stay focused. Here, you do the poll. Oh, I see it. It's down at the bottom. You see the line? Color or no color on the bone.
Where?
Down here at the bottom, you see the smiley face, the dollar number, and then the line, the square to the right. To that one. Click on that. You can now type the bone that he's holding, color or no color. Let's see. I've never tried doing a poll during the live, so that's why we're doing it. I'm curious. So I'm flat dragging. Now, the longer the stroke, the longer their hair is going to look, even though I'm not putting individual hairs in. So for this area, I want to keep the stroke shorter because this part of her fur is shorter. So I need to go with shorter strokes, flat tip, shorter strokes. Down here is darker and then it lightens up. Plus we've got a shadow. Again, I will always say you can go darker. It's much harder going lighter.
Do I just click on poll when I'm done?
Ask your community. And it should pop up in the chat.
Popped up.
Alright, so flat tip, I'm completely flat, and I'm going back and forth. I'm not doing oval strokes. Sometimes when you see me pick up, it's so I can make sure that the heat is recovering quicker on my tip, just to make an area darker without adjusting my heat. So where some of these whiskers come out, they're going to be darker. So I need to keep darkening that up. And I'm doing longer strokes because the hair right here is slightly longer. But I'm keeping it flat because I'm moving so quickly. It's a very light burn. Oh, they do want me. Well, how many people?
2 votes.
Oh, 2 votes. We'll wait to see if anybody else. And I was trying to figure out what color because I don't know that I want the orangish red color. And I'm going to go ahead and switch over to
So where does that actually show up?
my small. What do you mean?
That poll.
You may have to. It should be in your chat. Huh.
Not that.
That's weird. I will have to look into it more later. I can't right this second. So I'm switching over to the extra small 18.
Andrea says that it'll bring out the color, or it'll bring out the piece.
See, and I was thinking that too, but I have to make sure and be careful that it's only one color. Because if you put a bunch of colors, which some people do, and I'm not saying anything about their work, in my case, a bunch of colors is really going to take away from the fact that it's a burning. And I don't want to do that because I'm trying to be an individual in a competition. So, looking at it, the bone is red. I had thought about blue so that it's colored but is not so in your face. I'm going to have to think more about it, to be honest, on the color of the bone, because this bone is orange with, it's the orange red on the spectrum. I could, if I can mix the color correctly, I could do the bone, the blue of my channel brain.
Yeah.
I could do that and that would work out okay, I think. But trying to get that color just right on, I would have to practice it because don't forget the wood is going to shift the color. That's just part of it. So if I did a red orangey red, like what the bone actually is, the wood being yellow is not going to interfere. But with the blue, purple, it's going to interfere slightly. Because the color I use is transparent. Therefore, any color underneath this transparent color is going to not interfere, but interact with the color you're using on top. So I have to keep that in mind.
Andrea says a mute type of color. What do you think?
Yeah. I think the red would be too much.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you did it again, child. So I agree with Andrea. It needs to be more of a mute color.
Yeah. I think I can't see it because I'm technically on your profile.
Oh, that may be why.
Maybe
Look on your
show up.
profile. Try your profile. Alright, so next week we're going to focus on the claws because there's a lot going on there. And I had a hard time, I don't have a problem mentioning it, I had a hard time getting the pattern taken care of for that area. So I think, or should I do the white fur that's right here? Which actually is a lot easier than people think it is. See, we got a highlight.
Oh yeah,
right
it shows
here.
up on mine.
Okay, got a highlight there.
So we got
White there.
67% yes, 32% no.
Okay, I'm seeing 75 and 25, but you might be seeing more.
Because I just added mine in.
So this is white fur right here. Let me grab the mouse so I can show, so you guys can look at what options you guys have for next week. I am going to continue working on her head because I have a time frame to match on this. She needs to be done, sealed, done, I'd say by August 30th in order to ensure that I get her submitted and happy with it. And on top of that, I've got judging to do for the Coconino County Fair, the Fine Arts Division. I've got that judging to do. So I will get working on this, and we will just go to either the claws right here, or we can do the white fur that's glowing on this side because that's where the light was hitting her. Let me know. And if you're watching on replay, you can leave a comment. I read all the comments, even if I haven't gotten to answering them. I absolutely read all the comments, even the rude ones. So please leave a comment and let me know what you would like to see next week, because if not, we will just go with the flow and continue from there.
Okay.
Alright. Let me make her smaller and out of the way. Move that over so you can see her. Alright, say it with me. You know what to say.
What to say?
You're awesome. You can do this. Why? Because you're a pyro artist. Happy burning, guys. Bye. I forgot to put the t-shirt shop up for everybody in chat if they wanted to buy a t-shirt. Life.